Before you begin, obviously determine which staff you're actually going to be making. If you go to Home Depot or any related store, they should have a whole bunch of PVC. Usually you buy a large bulk one rather than the pre-cut ones, and usually you can have someone either cut it for you there, or if you buy some nice clips, then you can cut it yourself. So this is a pair of cutters specifically for PVC and different pipes. To meld any foam that you have, be it an EVA foam or one of these more craft foams. This one is a foam roll. You want a heat gun and then also some glue. You can use any glue to really form it onto the PVC, but also contact cement will be useful there, especially because for any nibs to connect the different PVC pipes together, you'll be applying that for these. The other part that's important is because you're going to be cutting it down, you will have it in different parts so that it can be taken apart, parts for apart. And then Plasti-Dip as the last little layer. Because I want to be able to transport it, one thing to keep in mind is the length. So as you cut it down, make sure it will fit in your suitcase or whatever it is you're going to transport it. To cut it down, you'll be using these. So you'll notice you just pull them apart, and then as you go, it catches on this part and then forces it down. So that means as you cut through pipe, you won't need to be like all in once because it'll chop slowly through. The main feature to make it so that I can have it in separate pieces are these female and male parts. I've chopped this one down a little bit to make it so it'll screw in a little bit better. But just like this, and then that way I can unscrew it. That'll be great. So 3 different parts, and then I also have this special adapter piece, which I think is for pressurized pipes. Obviously this isn't a pressurized pipe, but it still will be handy for the giant gem that will go on top. So for this piece, I'm going to be gluing it in with some cement glue there, but the rest are pretty much sturdy all on their own. I can't get it off now that I've pushed it on there. So make sure it is the size that you want. The other piece that I have is this end cap, because it'll be on the ground walking through. Just to give an example though of cutting. So it catches. Yay! Also, this totally looks like the hilt to the lightsaber. I'm applying the contact cement to the pieces, following the instructions, which are to let them dry, and then throwing it on to my staff. Of course, for these parts, because they're bigger, I need to apply them in a different way. This one has an overlap. You can see it underneath here. It goes over here, and I'm going to use a Dremel to try and balance it out. I'm going to be painting and adding some texture. And you want to keep the overlap. So then you can Dremel this and make it go away and look all nice so that there isn't that line. Ooh, and get covered in all little gross black bits. And then use some more of the glue to cement it down and then Dremel over it. Then make sure before you put on any complicated pieces, you cut off everything that needs to go under it. So for instance, this is going to go right here, but I need to make sure that I can unscrew this, right? So that's why I can't do a larger piece. And then this is covered up. So then I also need to get something on right here, and I'm going to actually glue this into place. So then when I unscrew it, I'll be unscrewing it as one full piece rather than this to pop off. Some of it still needs to be fixed up. Like these little edges, this is before drumming, this is after. Before, after, so there's not that seam. I've been putting on just modeling clay, and then what I do is I press it up as well as I can, shape it into the general shape I want, and then I cut it using a razor. So just cut it, and then it's some of this on here, and I leave it to dry. I finished putting all the details on and I'm drying them out. And now, to make it so I can do the details on the top of the staff, I'm just cutting out some cardboard, 4 pieces. So I cut out one piece how I want it, and then just trace it all along the rest to get the copies. And then I can cover that in more foam and make a miraculous staff. Oh, the swirlies appear on the Heroes of the Storm version, as well as World of Warcraft art for it. So really you can do what you want. And then also it gets mirrored again in some of the Hearthstone stuff. So I'm going to do a sort of combination of everything. Now I'm going to use some Plasti-Dip as a first coat. I have it in this box here so everything's nice and contained. Then once it's dry, I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. A really good way to do this is if you have a hanging area, you put clips on it and then you're able to get all different sides of it. But I don't have a little area to hang it, so for now I'm just going to use this box from Costco. Baby, go Kirkland. Put on even more layers of wood glue. This is what it's starting to look like, where it looks a lot better. And this is smooth. You can see it used to be rough and raised a little bit along this edge. And you can tell it was sanded down and more has been applied, but it is much smoother now. Ooh. So for this guy, I have the detachable part here that the crystal is going to go on top of. The wire is going to go down, and I'll have a little switch. next few seconds. Because they're going first. And I'm excited. I want to get in on this.